Okay, so a few things happened. Okay, before I get into everything, I just would like to say that hopefully you guys are enjoying listening to slash watching this podcast thing that I'm doing. I don't exactly know what it is yet or what it could evolve into or whatnot. I guess I guess I'll add in the join button type thing, membership thing. I will add a podcast tier, I guess. I don't know what that would look like, and I'm still figuring out if there's going to be any real perks. Maybe for the podcast tier, you'll get to view the episodes slash hear the episodes like maybe a few hours early or something. I don't know. We would see what happens with that. But back to what I was going to talk about before. I wanted to say all that and say thank you guys for hanging out and what have you. So, back to the matter at hand, okay? I personally did play Baldur's Gate 3 on my stream. For those of you guys that don't know, as of right now anyway, I tend to stream sometimes over on twitch.tv slash vamp6x6x6x. Link is in the description below if you're watching this or listening to this on YouTube. And yeah, I played Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time with a good friend of mine, actually. We did a sort of, I guess in the YouTube terms it would be called a collab, but really it was just me playing video games with my friend. And she knew a bit more than I did about the game. In order for us to play together, she had to actually create a new character. So, yeah, and I'll be honest, Baldur's Gate 3, it did take me a little bit to get used to the movement because it's like it's like, point and collect style movement, like with, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Diablo 1 was that same kind of movement. It was on the PC. Yes, I played Diablo 1 on Xbox. That was my first experience with Diablo 1, so I didn't actually realize that it was like a point and click esque type thing because it was on PlayStation as well. So yeah, I I didn't realize that at all, honestly. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 in that style. I had to remap a bunch of stuff, but I think I remapped it fine. Now, uh, it went it went pretty interesting, honestly. I still have to figure out how to properly use like my spells and stuff right without accidentally killing everyone because Baldur's Gate 3 had friendly fire, in case you were curious. And apparently, according to online, it had something to do with the coding as to why there can't just be a mod to turn off friendly fire. Apparently, due to the coding, there's actually, as far as I know, no actual tell between what is friendly and what isn't friendly. So basically, if you turned off friendly fire AoE, then all AoE would effectively be turned off and whatnot. But yeah, overall, fun game. In, I actually ended up picking Tiefling, and my friend she ended up picking a Druid. So it actually worked out perfectly fine for the village place that we ended up going to. It was pretty interesting because it was basically like a druid tiefling village type thing that, yeah. So, yeah, that I did it on stream. I let one of my viewers pick my character name because I'm pretty rubbish when it comes to picking names for stuff. It's just not really my thing at all. Now, I have another YouTube channel called Technically, right? Well, originally it was going to be called Tech Madness because that's usually my go-to. Just add madness to the thing. Like, for example, one of my channels is called Warframe Madness. See, that's where it started. Now, this is called Vamp Plays because I created the idea during the era when Let's Plays was super popular. I know what you're thinking. That makes a lot of sense now that you mention Vamp Plays, Let's Plays era. That's why most of my videos on the channel, Vamp Plays, are actually in like a Let's Play style format, if you will. So, yeah, that's that. And then we have my other channel, Card Kage. Card Kage is my card game channel. Yes, I have a card game channel as well. And I mean, it's just one of those, card Kage. I just like it, okay? It seems to make sense to me. It just makes sense to me. It vibes with me. But in general, I'm not very good with names. This channel, I technically anyway, was technically going to be just called Technically, but that channel was taken. So I said, hey, how about we put I in front of it? So, yeah, it became, see, because it's tech and editing, and then I do it's like a cheeky run-on-word thing, you know. Technically, this is tech related, or technically, this is editing related, because technically, if you go far enough back with just about anything, you can always connect something to something. Like you could make an argument that this podcast is a tech podcast because the games that I talk about on the podcast are on technology related stuff. Speaking of, I played Baldur's Gate 3 on PC in case you're wondering. Because my friend, she has it on PC, and even though there is crossplay, so I could have just got the PS5 version, some of the mods, because Baldur's Gate 3, in case you don't know, supports mods. They have a like in-house system for mods that you can just enable. And when you play multiplayer, at the beginning it says, your mods conflict with blah blah blah, or your mods are just fine, or this session had these mods, blah blah blah. Would you like to download them or whatnot? So, yeah. Basically, my friend had me download 2 mods. Only 2 mods because she didn't want to bombard me with like a bazillion mods, which I'll be honest, I wouldn't have minded too much. They were mostly customization mods in case you're curious. Like, I think I think the first one was a color pack, and the second one was also a color pack. If she wanted more mods, I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have objected. I would have been perfectly fine with it, honestly. But yeah, that was Baldur's Gate 3 that I experienced for the first time, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. And then also during this past time, TennoCon actually happened. For those of you guys that don't know, TennoCon is a Warframe Warframe convention type thing. So TennoCon is the Warframe exclusive convention, if you will. Think of like Comic-Con or whatnot, other cons, but on a smaller, larger, medium-ish. TennoCon has been getting bigger lately, but think of Comic-Con but focused on one game, okay? Well, 2 games now, technically. I'll explain a little bit. So Warframe, the creators of Warframe, Digital Extremes, they also went off to create another game called Soulframe, which you would think by the name of it, it's Dark Souls meets Warframe, which I believe that's what they were going for originally, but they did end up actually going back on that a little bit, if you would. See, because they actually ended up saying they want to be like a more casual type gameplay and what have you. Oh, and what you're seeing in the background is footage from Baldur's Gate 3, actually. Footage that I actually did record. Well, you should be seeing it, unless I accidentally deleted it, in which case you're seeing something else. I'm hoping I didn't delete it though. That would be blasphemy if I actually did, but I've blasphemed a thing or two in the past before, so yeah, let's see. We will see. So yeah, honestly, Baldur's Gate 3 was great. TennoCon, I didn't go in person because I can never go to those in-person events because I'll be honest, between you and me, I've never exactly traveled many places, so I'm always nervous about that. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. I really just wanted to update you guys on that. The main thing, the biggest thing I wanted to do was update you guys about Baldur's Gate 3. I did what you also should be seeing footage of, in addition to Baldur's Gate 3, is probably during the TennoCon talk, I probably put some Warframe footage or something, I don't know. And then I guess I'll also put footage of this game I've been playing quite a bit. It's called Island Robot Farm. Basically, you run a farm, but the thing is, it's all about robots, okay? Like, you have robots to do everything for you. Literally, robots they harvest, they they actually harvest stuff for you, harvest the land to make it so you can plant stuff. Now you have to plant the stuff yourself in the game. But other than that, they will do everything for you. You can have a robot to water stuff, a robot to do this, a robot to do that, a robot to dive underwater, all kinds of different stuff. It's a fun little game. It's actually one of those games that you can run in the background and then just accumulate resources and stuff. Actually, they recommend even that you run it in the background. They're like, oh, just run a game in the background, blah, blah, blah. It's called Island Robot Farm. It's on Steam. It's not that expensive. I think it's like maybe $5, if even, maybe 5 to 7, less than 10 for sure. I've actually been checking out some indie games lately, actually. And because indie games, actually, there are some very fun indie games out there. Yeah, some very fun indie games indeed. Because, it doesn't have to be all AAA titles all the time type stuff. There really are some fun indie games. So, and this channel covers a lot of indie games. I'm talking about Vamp Plays, of course, because that's what channel this podcast is initially on. I'm saying it like in case there's ever another channel or something that the podcast is on instead. But yeah, that's how it is right now. Also, low key, before I end this, I do want to know if you guys are watching this versus listening, or listening versus watching. And if you're watching this as a follow-up, I would like to know if you like the idea of mini-me, as it were, on screen, moving their mouth when I actually talk. Because that's something I personally do like, but if you guys don't like, I can maybe make it like a static image or something. So just let me know. For now, I'm going to keep him as is, but if you guys really don't like him, we'll explore our options then. Okay? But yeah, for now, I'm going to end it off here, and I will catch you guys in the future. Later.